Everyone, this is Pete Griffin. Pete is a private investigator I've hired, and he is going to be our new consultant on the show. Pete, here tonight we have our leading man, Skylar Trent, and his wife, Allison. These lovely ladies are two more of the show's stars, Tony Crawford and Louise Burke. Talbert Worthington, who plays Louise's husband. Our ingenue, Zara Dare. Juvenile lead, Chad Martin. Night's director, Mr. Anderson. Gary to his friends. Head writer, Eve Fulton. Lila Lamont, the newspaper columnist. And my wife, Catherine. As you'll notice, we all add up to 13. That number gives us the total we need to play the murder mystery game I'm creating. I call it 13 past midnight.
All right, now, Pete, the characters you see here will all be the actors. The servants are not the players. They're here to make your evening a little bit more enjoyable. We have Durwood, the butler, Maureen, the cook, and Brenda, our maid. If you'll be seated. I'll explain what this game is all about and why I've chosen the company presence to play it.
Murder mystery parties have become quite a popular form of entertainment. The host gives each guest a packet of cards that tells the player who his or her character is and how the characters feel about one another. I'm manufacturing a mystery game based off of Hold Back the Night, involving some of the actors who play roles in the soap, as well as some of the creative staff, the writer, the director, a gossip columnist, and so on. Now, who will you want to kill? One of the characters is going to kill the producer because he's going to fire him. Or her. Some of the creative staff will get the axe as well. That is their motive for murder.
It's just a game.
Fact is, it's more than just a game. One of the characters on Hold Back the Night is going to be murdered. We can bring in a new character, a detective, who will attempt to discover the identity of the murderer. That's why I've hired Pete there, to be a consultant on the soap. Now, which of you am I going to let go? I'll make that announcement at 6 a.m. when the game ends.
Victor, this is a terrible way to break the news to your cast.
You said crew? Correct. I intend to replace some of the creative staff as well as one of the actors. You know, fresh blood.
I assume my job is to act as an investigative reporter. But why have you included Catherine in the game? Will her character be a suspect as well?
But of course, the producer's wife will have the strongest motive of all for murder, since the producer is filing for a divorce.
You're the cruelest man who ever lived!
Oh, please. We were going to have to tell the press sooner or later. We might as well let Lila have the scoop.
Ugh.
See how exciting the game is already?
Really, Victor?
I had the props department at the studio whip me up this dummy here to serve as my stand-in. Pretend he's me. I intend to circulate around the house and observe the rest of you at play. From now on, direct all your hostilities towards my alter ego, there.
Victor, I'm very sorry about your personal issues with Catherine, but since you were kind enough to give me the exclusive, I'd like to call it into the paper.
Oh, I'm sorry. That simply won't be possible, Lila. I have disconnected all the phones in the house via a hidden control box. Only I know the location. And, before you get any ideas, I've blocked all incoming and outgoing cell phone signals. Have fun.
But why?
It's part of the game. Also, I've had Durwood activate the computerized system that controls the lock on the main gate. An electrical current now runs through that gate, as well as through the wires that line the tops of the walls surrounding the estate. The circuitry is programmed so that at 6 a.m. when the game concludes, the electricity will shut off and the locks will disengage.
Catherine, my dear, I'm so excited you've decided to rejoin us. I was just explaining how we'll be completely isolated, trapped together, 13 past midnight.
Some of the servants might really be as well. I don't want to play a stupid game, Victor. Let me leave.
Well, I'm sorry, dear. I must insist you stay.
Before I turn you loose to play the game, there's one more thing you should know. Before you commit murder, you're going to need a murder weapon. I have several here. What? Suppose you don't have a motive to commit murder? You must be so sad. Then I suggest you take one for self-defense. I'm sure Victor 2 isn't the only potential murder victim in the room. We have several guns, loaded with blanks, naturally. I know, no fun, right? Some of you might prefer knives. We have bottles of poison, which are actually just saccharine tablets. And I've made sure that the curtain ropes holding the drapes back in the living room are completely detachable, and quite lengthy, if you should ever need a noose on disposal to strangle Victor 2, or anyone else you might want to strangle. But don't feel bound to stick to the weapons I provided here. You could, for example, use a pillow from the sofa to smother your victim. Be resourceful. Be creative. This is a game after all. Have fun. Now, after someone gets murdered, the rest of you should attempt to discover who done it. The murderer should attempt to get away with the crime, naturally. I can't wait to see how you all do as amateur sleuths, as well as Pete, of course, our real detective. Feel free to roam about the entire house and grounds. There's one more thing I should tell you. I have a pair of Dobermans I normally let roam the grounds at night. I've kept them locked up tonight, naturally, but don't go near the cages. If they got out, they could hurt someone quite badly. Durwood, you three are dismissed to resume your duties. Let's begin.
There's food and coffee on the sideboard in the dining room. Whenever you're ready.
Surely he wouldn't give us the ads.
If it would say pull back tonight, Victor would decapitate his own mother.
This is fun.
Fun? Didn't you hear what Victor said? Aren't you worried you might be the one that gets fired?
Oh, Victor wouldn't fire me, would you, Victor? I'll be out in the garden if you should want me. See ya.
I can't wait till 6 o'clock to find out which character on the show is going to get murdered.
I'm afraid you'll have to wait just a little bit longer, Lila. I'm going to send you out the gate before I announce those plans.
But Victor,
Don't be greedy. I've given you a number of exclusives already this evening.
well, if you're going to be a meanie about it, then I think I'll use the loo there and check out the library. Watch your back, Victor.
You as well. You've written some stories about your fellow players that were quite vicious.
Gary Anderson. I direct holdback tonight.
Pete Griffin. It'll be neat to be involved in a murder that isn't real for a change.
Aren't you going to get a weapon too?
Oh, no. I already pack a rod and it ain't loaded with blanks.
Mr. Griffin, why don't I show you around the house?
That sounds nice, Mr. Anderson. Lead the way.